Hello everybody, so welcome to my new video. I thought today we could have a nice little one-on-one kind of video where I'm just talking to you guys about a subject that I feel very strongly about, and that is depression, and I'm going to sprinkle a bit of anxiety in there as well. Okay, so I decided to do this video now because it's kind of like the time of year where people are now starting to think about life-changing things like what college or university they want to go to, practicing for GCSEs and other exams, or maybe you've got like a job you want to get out of, you know, all those kind of things there. That can lead to stress, and that can lead to anxiety, and that can lead to depression. But there's also other reasons why you could be depressed. You could have lost someone you love, or you may just have a imbalance of brain chemicals in your head. Myself, I have suffered through depression and anxiety, and I've got a lot of help tips for you guys. I'm going to tell you the signs and the symptoms, and hopefully my video can help you. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about the signs and symptoms, what to look out for right now, and that would be, say you are usually a very active person, you like to go out and play a bit of tennis, you like to go and socialise with your friends, you like to do some swimming, or you're an arts and crafts person. The first thing to know you're depressed is you kind of lose interest in the things that usually make you happy. I myself, when I've been depressed, which is recently, kind of lost interest in YouTube, and that was very depressing because I wanted to do it, but I felt like I didn't want to do it. It was Another thing to look out for if you're depressed is your eating. Quite a lot of people think if you're depressed you can't eat, but it actually works both ways. So you could have like a meal put in front of you, it's your favourite meal, I don't know, chicken and chips perhaps, and you're hungry and you look at it and you're like, oh, just can't eat it, you know, you lose your appetite. And it kind of works the other way as well, because you can turn to binge eating. Now quite a lot of people do this, they comfort eat with chocolate, popcorn, crisps, that kind of stuff, and that is another thing to look out for. But if you're female, we obviously have our monthly cycle, and that could also make us emotional and want to eat chocolate. So it might not always be a sign and a symptom for depression. So the slightest thing can make you feel upset, like say you're usually a jokey person with your family and one of them says, oh, look at your bum in that dress, it makes you look like you're J-Lo, or something like that. You would cry more often, you'd probably cry yourself to sleep, and it's not nice. I know, I've been there. So don't worry, there is loads of people out there doing exactly the same as you right now. Energy. Usually when you're depressed, I basically say depression isn't just a mental illness, I also say it's a physical illness, because you can lose your energy and feel very fatigued, and you're just led there and you're just like, That's why quite a lot of people with depression stay in bed all day. It's not just because they think, oh, what's the point, there's no point in living. It's because they don't actually have the energy to get out and get out of bed. Another thing physical what you can get whilst going through depression is headaches and migraines and eye strain. That's quite annoying as well. So you can get quite a lot of pain with depression, not just mentally, but you can get it physically. So you think you're depressed, what do you do now? Now I would advise going to talk to someone you're very close to, maybe a family member, and just say, you've got a lot of stress going on, you're feeling depressed, you can't stop crying, you know, tell them the symptoms, and then they should obviously help you out and tell you where to go next. Or I would say go and visit your GP, who would then offer you maybe some counselling, or maybe even antidepressants. Now antidepressants, the word scares a lot of people because they're thinking, oh, I don't want to be on drugs for my brain, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes when your depression gets that bad, the best thing is to go on antidepressants. Now there's going to be quite a lot of people watching this that do not agree with me. They'll be like, oh no, 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 just eat lots of fish and do lots of running and stuff. But sometimes when you're that depressed, you need something to help with your brain chemicals in your head. So antidepressants is an option. There are many, 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 many different antidepressants out there. I think the most common one prescribed here in England at the moment is sertraline, because that is one that they say helps get into your system the quickest and helps your depression symptoms go pretty quick. So that's like the most commonly one dished out at the moment, I believe. Now let's talk about some of the things that are the worst things to do when you're feeling depressed, and that one of them would be drinking alcohol. Now quite a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm feeling down, I'm going to have myself a can of Strongbow or whatever, or they're going to go out and have a night out with their mates and binge drink on vodka. That is not the best thing to do, because you may think it makes you temporarily happy, but as soon as you go up, you must come back down. So think about it. The alcohol can then make you feel really anxious. It's not good at all, and then you might start saying stupid things and getting emotional, and it's just not good at all. So my advice, if you're feeling depressed, please stay away from alcohol, and obviously definitely stay away from drugs, because they will make you 10 times worse. And you mean you've got a problem with your brain at the moment, you know, the chemicals aren't acting right because you're feeling down. So if you put something into your body like alcohol or drugs, it's going to make you feel 10 times worse, and maybe even cause mental health problems for the rest of your life. Another thing people want to do when they're depressed, and that is sometimes self-harm. And self-harm, my friends, been there, done that. It is a horrible habit to fall into. So if you are thinking about self-harming, please don't. Please definitely talk to someone. Definitely talk to someone. It's going to help you. If you are a self-harmer, I'm going to talk to you guys now. Self-harm, many people believe people do it for attention. I mean, there is people that do it for attention, but then there's the other people that do it because it's a coping strategy, because they're depressed, they want to feel something, because they feel numb where they're so depressed, they're angry, it's the way they deal with their emotions. It's not a nice thing, and it's not nice when people then start accusing people of doing it for attention, and it leaves scars on your body. It's not just cutting, people also burn themselves, they bite themselves, they pull their hair out, and it's just horrible, and I just don't want any of you guys please doing that. I mean, there is coping strategies for it. If you are tempted to cut yourself, one of the best things to do is, if you want to feel the pain, is get some ice cubes, and you just put the ice cubes in your hand and you squeeze them, and you'll feel that cold burning sensation. It really hurts. Oh. But it's better than, you know, getting scars and stuff. And another thing is the elastic band method. I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but basically you just pin yourself with elastic band on your arm really hard, so you've got that sort of pain going on your arm. Or there's another strategy which I find is the probably most helpful for, well, when I was in that boat, and that is art. You don't need to be the best drawer, you don't need to be the best painter, whatever, but what I found was really good is getting an old canvas, a nice big canvas. You can pick them up quite cheap in certain places, you don't need to get an expensive one, and just get all your paints laid out and throw your paints at it and colour in red for the anger, and then just, you know, just proper take all your emotions out on that canvas and create a beautiful work of art, which might just be a load of splodges, but if it makes you feel better, good. Now let's talk about a bit of anxiety. Anxiety can affect anyone. You can actually get an anxiety disorder where you get anxious for no reason, or you could be feeling anxious because, as I said, there could be an exam coming up and you don't think you're going to pass, you've been bloody practicing all night, and you kind of get like, with anxiety, you've got the physical problem and you've also got the mental problem as well. So the physical problem is people get tight chests, they feel like they can't breathe, they're like that, and of course then you panic because you can't breathe, which makes you get into this really panic frenzy. And then you've also got the mentalness where all your thoughts are going round and round your head really fast, like, oh my god, I'm going to, and you just can't keep up with your thoughts and you're so anxious. And then you've got this saying, they say you either fight it or you flight it. Some people can use anxiety to their, what word am I looking for? They can use anxiety for good, if that makes sense. Like, I get anxious, and I used to do a lot of drama and theatre, and I used to get really anxious about going on, but I used to find, because I was excited at the same time, because I loved to perform and act, the anxiety kind of made me more like dramatic and just more of a character, so it kind of helped there. But let's talk about, if it's really not good, it's the bad anxiety, and most people flight, I mean they run away from it. I mean, there's loads of situations we could talk about here. It could be, say your parents are arguing and it's not just upsetting you, you're getting this anxiety thing, and instead of going up to them and just saying how you feel, you kind of run away from it, or you lock yourself in your bedroom and you suffer by panicking and thinking. That's not nice at all. I think one of the best things to do when you're feeling anxious is maybe go out and get some nice scented candles, light them in your room. Don't have any, like, you know, hardcore music going on. Maybe put some opera on, something relaxing. Lay in your bed and just breathe through the nose and out through the mouth and just relax. Just lay there, don't think about anything, don't have a care in the world, and relax and get your breathing regulated. Another thing I was taught is something called square breathing. Now, I can't remember exactly the correct way. Now, when someone says square breathing to me, it makes me want to picture a square. This is just a notebook. So what I would do is go, breathe in, breathe out, and you go round again. And I know that might sound really stupid, but it's something that kind of helps regulate your breathing, is picturing a square, going up, and that is one thing that has helped me in the past, and I've also given that advice to one of my friends and it helped her. So that is another thing you can think about doing when you're feeling panicky and you can't breathe, is picturing a square and breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. Okay, right, let's talk about the fact that now you're depressed, you've kind of got help, but you're still down in that boat and you just don't want to be around anybody. You feel like you've got nothing to look forward to in life. You feel like you've got nothing to look forward to. Now, that is a very, very, very horrible feeling. I get that sometimes, and I think some of the best things to do with that is I created something called a Happy Days book. I think that's handy. Hold on a second. I created this. It's called my Happy Days book. I started it in 2002 and it's kind of like a scrapbook, and I've just basically put everything in there that's made me happy. So when I feel depressed, I can open it up and look at things and see what stuff's made me happy and that I have a good life and stuff. You know, got like moments like this, me and my friend, this is so old. There's just like loads of things I put in here. Let's see, what else have we got? What shall I show you? What shall I show you? When I auditioned for Big Brother and got through, got stamped on my hand. I even made, this is really old as well. As I said about the whole painting and just doing stupid art, I did this once. It just says happiness, and I've just put things around that make me happy, and I put things like chocolate, Disney, new clothes, beaches, diamonds, dancing, loud music, sunshine, clubs. So yeah, cuddles, sisters, smile, friends, fluffy animals, and all that kind of stuff like that. And I'll just look at that and think, they make me happy. Now, what if you've got a friend or a family member or just someone you really care about that's feeling low? Now, the worst thing you can ever tell someone when they're depressed is snap out of it. Because when someone is depressed, severely depressed, they can't just snap out of it. Their brain chemicals are not functioning properly, and it's the worst thing to say to someone. And another thing to say, you should never say this to someone. I've had this said to me before, and it's one of the worst things to say to someone when they're depressed, and that is, well, your life is way better than that person's, because that just makes you feel worse. I mean, I've been compared to someone once said to me when I was depressed a few years ago, they go, well, I don't know why you're depressed, what have you got to be depressed about? Think about people in wheelchairs. That just made me feel 10 times worse, because then you feel guilty that you feel depressed. And just don't ever compare anyone to any other illness when they're depressed. It's the worst thing you can do, and that person will feel 10 times worse. Another thing you can do to help your friends and loved ones when they're down in the dumps, and that is maybe offer to take them out. Take them to the beach, or maybe take them for a meal. If they're not eating properly, maybe go and get your nails done, or if you're male, maybe say, I don't know, what do males like to do, play football? I don't know, sorry, that's very stereotypical. But you know, get your friend up and going. If they really don't want to, do not force them to. So if they say, no, I really don't want to go out, just accept that they don't want to go out. Maybe ask 3 times, but after that, do not force them. Maybe go, hey, how about I come around yours and watch a movie instead? So make sure your loved one doesn't feel alone, and show them how much you care and that you're there for them. Never tell them to snap out of it. Never say, oh, you're so grumpy, I'm going home. You've got to make sure that they're feeling themselves again. So yeah. Anyway guys, I hope you liked my video. I hope I've helped you out quite a lot. There may be some things that you guys might not agree with, but this is just my personal opinions and help and tips. So I'm going to make a move now, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If there's anything else you want me to cover in the whole situation, like if you want me to go more into self-harm strategies or anything like that, just let me know in the comments section down below, and I will speak to you guys soon. And stay happy. Bye.